There we go. Okay, I started recording it. So I was getting, before we started the recording, I was getting masculine energy. I was getting numb tongue feeling, like whenever you take baby Orajel and how it numbs it. I did feel very lethargic, very tired. I don't know if he's trying to say tired in general, as in like metaphorically, where he's just tired of everything, or if he was literally tired towards the end of his passing, like where he was exhausted. I did also get some type of pain from his body. I was asking him if this was pain from depression, because I feel very depressed with him. I don't know why, but I was getting pain from his, I asked if it was pain from depression, and then I asked if it was also pain from the body, but I got more of a sense from pain from the body. Whenever I was feeling masculine energy, I didn't know who it was just yet. You did mention that you were hoping to connect with your husband, so I'm gonna go genuinely like this is going to be your husband. Also, have you ever gotten a mediumship before? No, you haven't? Okay. So what I'm going to say before we get started is please drop every expectation that you have going in. The reason why I say that is because the way that I do my readings is I listen to what spirit is giving me, and then the universe is going to support whatever I am getting. So the universe, what I mean by that is the universe is only going to support physical things that the medium has actually encountered. And so just because I give you a horse doesn't mean that I'm talking about that your husband is going to love horses. It's going to be more the fact that, okay, maybe he had a Mustang, or maybe he actually genuinely did love horses. And then also another thing with my readings is I don't ask for you to give me any information unless I've already given you something foundational. So say for example, I tell you, okay, I'm going to try to get how he passed. I don't want you to be like, yeah, he passed like this. I want you to wait until I give you some type of information. So say for example, I'm saying like my heart hurts really bad, or I have chest pains extremely bad. And then you'll be like, that resonates to me because of the fact he did have a heart attack, or etc., etc. Okay, so that's how I do my readings. And then also I like to have where I'm doing the reading where it's communication back and forth. It's a trust between you and a trust between me. And so I'm going to give you things and I'm looking for you to be like, yes, this resonates because, and if you say yes, or if you just say no, we are delayed on the chat. So I really do look for you to have yes and an answer, or no and an answer, that kind of thing. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and jump into the reading. And then, so since we know that we were connecting him with the husband, let's get a little bit of more information. So him being lethargic, or the numb tongue, baby Orajel, pain from the body, did he have anything that so first we're going to rule out things. With the numb tongue and the baby Orajel, would that make any type of sense towards anything? Did he take anything? Was he on any type of medication? Anything that would have provoked the whole aspect of the thought process of baby Orajel? Not yet, no. Okay, so with that there, we're going to go ahead and leave that there because there may be some like metaphorical or some type of resemblance in what he's trying to get through with that numb tongue. Okay? And I get complete tight feeling with up here. Sometimes the tight feeling up here will either be that he had an argument with somebody right before he passed, or also sometimes it'll be that they literally did have an injury towards their head. It's a different type of feeling whenever it's an injury towards their head. It gets more intense over time. So I do have pain. And if you see me looking down, it's because I'm writing everything too. Pain within cranium. Is this gentleman buried or cremated? Because I'm seeing some type of like buried format, like some type of resting place. And sometimes they will provide you things that signify things of peace and happiness. So I'm going to go ahead and write down the resting place that he's giving me. It's got like grass, resting place, grass around it, but not on it. Grass around not on. And I feel like there's like some like rocks that are aligning it. Rocks aligning it. And then also I feel like I'm closer to the family though. Closer to the family. To family. Which would make sense. Question mark. And also to Miss Brandey, if you did respond to if he was buried or else if he was cremated, I wanted to let you know that sometimes TikTok will block out what you're saying, and then it'll come through afterwards, okay? Cremated, okay. So then closer to family. Do you guys have any like memorial of him? So closer to family would be the fact that he is cremated. And see, I genuinely was thinking he was buried with what he's giving me. Because the way that he's giving it to me is that he has some resting place. Like he feels honored. He feels like there's a memorial of him. Like he feels like you guys really honored him the way. And that may be what his message is with that. Because he's giving off of all of this. He's giving, you guys really honored me the way that I wanted to be honored. You guys cherish me. And I really, really, really am grateful for that. So he's giving off like a thank you for honoring me. I got a memorial set up at home. Oh, that makes sense then. So resting place around, so also feeling closer to family. Okay, so then I can see why. All right, so thank you for honoring me. Then also, let's see, I want to get some other stuff too. This female that is with him, has his mom also passed? Because this female that's with him feels like this is like an essence of a mother. Somebody who's very nurturing to him. Somebody who cares for him. Because the mother, if it feels like different. I am going to put mother question mark because there is a female with him. Female. There's a couple of people with him actually, but the female is most prominent. Like he keeps her in his thought 100%. And your mom too. Okay. Her. You know what? That may be that link that's right there. So this butterfly, or is this a butterfly or a sparrow? This is like a bird of some sort, right? So your mom is more of like this bird that's right here. Bird. Oh, okay. Did his mother pass away from any form of cancer? One of these females? Because the lethargy would make sense. Because does the lethargy even go with the way that he passed? Because with him, I was getting really high, like sadness, depression. And my mind was starting to think, okay, maybe this is like an unaliving event with this gentleman. But then I wasn't confident. So I'm just trying to source anything that's foundational that's going to break that. Oh, yes, that's him. Factor for you, you know what I mean? Because with what I'm getting, the pain from the body, the lethargy, the baby oragel, there's a bunch of spirit that is with him, a lot of spirit. So I'm trying to source where it's coming from. It is directly for you, that's for sure, or for him, but I'm just trying to figure out him specifically. So yes, his mom did okay, so his mom had cancer and yours did too, and so that's gonna be that whole that whole lethargy and that medication taste. And your mom as well. So that's where that's gonna link. He had pain in the body, being tired could go either person, and my mom died of cancer, his mom seizures. Okay, gotcha. So I knew cancer took one of the females. I wasn't, to be honest with you, I wasn't sure of the seizure just yet. I wasn't going into that. Past of, I'm writing that down though, past of a seizure for the mom. And so with him, being tired could go either person, and my mom died of cancer. So with him, no. Let's not get stuck and wrapped up on the whole aspect of how he passed. I do want to get that. I am going to try to get that as well. But with him, it's not of importance to him. Like, he's not wanting to discuss why he passed or how he passed. He goes, I was frail. I was... So would he have been... Okay, let me just rule this out, because I'm not going to be able to move forward confidently until I do. So with him, was he sick whenever he passed? Yes, it's for this read. Gotcha. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Miss Eileen. Oh, okay, so the tightness in the head would sound like a seizure. So, okay. And honestly, that makes sense that he was throwing up right before an acid reflux, you thought. I don't know if that's something he would do, where he would take a mint to get rid of it afterwards. But whenever I was asking if he was sick, what I was trying to say is, was he terminally ill? Because I wasn't going that way. I was getting the fact that, like, I feel so confused around his passing. I just know that he is giving off this facade of, like, he didn't even think that he was going to pass. Like, this is something that, like, I get frustrated with it. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not personally frustrated, not even a little bit. But with him, I'm getting this whole feeling of him like he's frustrated. Like, he's like, I didn't know this was coming, but I knew this was coming. And so and he's confused. Well, let me say this, okay? Spirit is not genuinely confused. They can tap into anything, and they can get it, and they can give it, okay? But they do also like to see a medium try to do what they need to do. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to listen to him specifically onto how he passed. Why did he pass? And I feel like with you, do you have a lot of questions around his passing too? Like, are you not sure on how he passed too? Like, you don't have an underlining of, oh yeah, this is it. Because he feels like he's not that old. He feels quite young. Like, not super duper young, like in the 20s or anything, but he does feel like nowhere near 70, nowhere near 80, nowhere near 90, not even a close. And the head trauma would make sense because of the... I'm going to write down concussion. I keep hearing that. Concussion. Question mark. Confusion. Anger. Upset. Irritated. He's mad that he passed. Yeah, no, you can now, especially because of the fact that we've got foundational information. And we do know that he's with the moms. We also have how the moms have been giving the cancer and all that. And then we also know about how he's trying to tell you, he did give the verifiable information about the resting place near your home or at your home. And he did also give how he's close to the family for cremation. So now would be an appropriate time where you can go ahead and give me insight, just because we're going to go round and round and we're going to be stuck on that. And I've got a bunch of symptoms and a lot of anger, pissed off, upset, irritated, confusion, feeling like he was cut short. And it goes back and forth. Oh, she's fine, Miss Jackie. Yeah, she's fine. She can go ahead and do it. I appreciate you, though, Miss Jackie, very much. You and me both. It was very sudden. Yeah, the very sudden makes so much sense. I am also going to write that down if that's okay, because the very sudden does feel like he would just cut too quick, and he keeps on giving that. He was 48. Okay. Also, he's giving me a fond memory. Is like he loved football with his boy, and with, I don't know if this is with his boys, or else if he's trying to say that like he loved football with his kids. Something. He was a good football, like he loved football. Let's see. I don't know if you've already sent it, Miss Brandey. Sometimes it will block it with TikTok and not show what you said. So he threw up a lot, and I heard a loud bang. He fell to the floor. Okay, so is there any way that he probably got some type of concussion as well? Now, if you said anything before that, I did not see it. It doesn't show. You'll see whenever I upload the recording before that, it doesn't show it. But that concussion feeling, that concussion that keeps on coming up, not the cause of the throw up, but I'm getting like at the end where he hit his head. And I gave you the example of the heart attack and the blood clot whenever I was going over like how to release expectations. I already gave it. Oh, that makes sense. Do you remember how I was, and mind you, I often do use that. But the thing is it felt like it resonated so much. Oh, that's why it's been so hard to actually bring it up. It's because I've already said it. Like I said it very verbatim. Whenever I was going over how release all expectations, if I give you that I'm feeling a chest pain, or I feel like I have a beating heart, like a fast beating heart or something like that, to release that. Oh, gosh. I wonder if I got it on recording. I really hope I got it on recording, because I had already given that. And so that's probably why his frustration is there, is because he's like, we don't need to go back to it. We've already given it. But with him, he feels like there's a lot of confusion towards it. And also, I'm very certain that he hit his head on the fall down. With him, he said that he didn't have heart issues. It's some type of, so he's saying that, but the thing is if you have a heart attack, I'm not medically inclined. I have some nurses in here. But I thought with a heart attack, you have to already have underlying like heart issues to go along with it. Don't you have to already have heart issues to do it? Because he's saying, no, I didn't have high blood pressure. I didn't have any type of chest pain or any symptoms that would tell me that I needed to get checked out. I didn't have any of that. Nothing told me that I was going to have a heart attack soon. He goes, this is literally a clot that just lodged from somewhere. I'm getting some direction over here. That's why there was tension in the brain. It wasn't the seizures earlier. It's because he's going some type of clot that traveled, and it traveled towards my heart. See? So that's confusing to me, because he's giving me directly where it's coming from. Directly from here down. Oh, that's amazing and sad. All three arteries clogged. And it did travel to his heart. Bless your heart. You found him too, right? Because I could hear like this really gut-wrenching scream. Killed him instantly. Very traumatic for me because I couldn't see. I'm trying not to cry because you guys really, like, your guys' love is like one of those, excuse me for saying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but your guys' love is one of those like fairy tale loves where you guys feel like you have such a young love, and then it develops over time, and you guys just have all of this history, and you guys were it for each other. Like, you guys knew no matter what, foundationally, through anything, any trials, tribulations, anything, you guys literally were each other's whole existence. And then if you go into the whole spirituality aspect of it, soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to call it there, you guys literally were you guys were each other's everything. And you guys were together for a long time. 20 years. There you go. And like he said, that's why it came through with so much depression. And he goes, it's not because I unalived, it's because of the fact that I didn't even get the time of day to be like, hey, I'm sorry, I love you, I'm leaving now. I didn't even get to tell her that I love her back. Or I could hear her screaming, I love you, no, I can't, don't do this, not now. Or you can't be gone. Or I hear you just screaming. And he's sitting there telling me that, like, I have waited for a long time to be able to, and this is your first mediumship, right? Because he's going, I have waited a long time to let her know that I love her back times a million. He goes, I can't express it enough. There isn't enough signs. There isn't enough symbols. There isn't enough energy. Whatever you want to call this stuff than what you're doing, I cannot express it enough to let her know unless I can actually physically embrace her and touch her. I don't want to do this where I'm talking through you. I want to be there with her. And I have never, ever, like, I'm not even joking with you, the whole entire time I've ever done mediumship, I've never had that feeling of emotion come through where they're saying that I want to be with them. I've always had where they feel peaceful and they want to show that, but at the same time they want to show emotion. Because with spirit, how it works is they release any ailments, any emotion, any aspect of not knowing. They get to know everything. They get to feel anything. But whenever they have a medium transjecting their message or kind of communicating for them as the mediator, they'll give that facade of an emotion so that way that medium can tell them, yes, they're happy, yes, they're sad, yes, they miss you. But with him, he genuinely, to the core of his essence, really drastically misses everything of you. There's not a moment in time that he is not with you. I can guarantee you that. I don't know if you guys live in a really big house, but it's a very elegant house. You guys also have a really big, huge yard. And also this could also end up being his Eden of what he wanted for y'all. But I feel like you guys spent your life really trying to just give your children the absolute best possible childhood. And I feel like some of them are adults. And there was no, and that's where the anger and the upset and irritated comes from, is there was no buys. The only buys he had was the fact that he knew that he could see you guys telling him you loved him. He goes, that's not fair because I didn't get to say anything. He goes, there wasn't any, I didn't have any notice beforehand. And he goes, yeah, she keeps on bringing up the fact that I was throwing up and having bad acid reflux. And yes, that does go with it. She is 100% right. I don't care who tries to tell her, well, no, it may be this. He goes, no, the throwing up, the acid reflux, the heart, like the heartburn, the also headaches that I was getting, that was all it. She was right. She was right. And he goes, no, she might not hear that often, but she was right. And so he kind of wants to go into that whole, let's joke a little bit, let's have a good time. But then also he's very much like, I'm literally trying to not cry. I'm trying to hold back tears right now. And I don't get with him that he's a very big crier in front of other people. But right now, genuinely, he would cry. He would break down and cry. And this is the best way I can explain it. Do you know whenever you cry so hard that your heart really feels like it's hurting for some reason? Like you feel like you can't breathe? That's the way that it feels with him right now. Like he feels like drastically, if he allows himself to cry, that's it. It's done. He's not going to be able to give as much as he wants to. That's exactly what he feels too. He feels so, and you know what? That makes sense, because spirit will also transject what that living person that they were mostly connected to, they would also mimic the feelings of what they're feeling. So everything you're feeling is exactly what I have written down here. Cheated, angry, upset, confusion, irritated, cut short, very sudden. And you just said you've been a train wreck, which is so understandable, because of the fact that like you're angry and you're cheated and you guys had the rest of your lives to go together. 2 years in June 18th. So if you look at it, 2020, you guys were together for 20 years, and you just found me on almost the 2-year anniversary of his passing. And he goes, also, we would have been together 22 years if I wasn't cheated. Also, my birthday is in June. So I'm seeing a lot of people's anniversaries coming up in June. And that's just, it's blowing my mind. He does really want you to know, though, that he really sincerely is not gone. He goes, please, if you emphasize anything, if you tell her anything, there's 2 things I want her to know. Is that I love her so extremely very much. I'm very happy with the way she honored me. And, well, now he says 3. And then also on top of that is that I have never left her. I don't know how your journey has been for you to find somebody that can give you this message. And I'm very humbled and grateful that you chose me to give this message. But he's saying that I will show up for you for, I don't care who this is. He goes, it could be your next door neighbor, but then they're going to start feeling like they need to give you a message. But I'm telling you that I'm literally here 24/7. Oh, without a doubt, where you said I keep thinking he's trying to communicate with me, 1,000,000%. There's no second guessing this one. The birds. So the birds is gonna go with your mom, but he says literally anything that she thinks, and this is piggybacking off of somebody else because of the fact that I know for a fact that another spirit has said this. But he goes, anything that she thinks or truly believes in her heart that is me, it's me. Because of the fact I give her so much signs. I give her so many synchronicities. Look at the synchronicity of 2. The 2s are popping up everywhere. 20 years together. 2020, whenever I passed. 22 years where we would have been together. 2 years where I've passed. And then also, there's also going to be, how many children do you have? And then also, like I said before, I've said the 2s. Now, on another very physical form where you can see his energy, he messes with lights. He ends up messing with like a really huge, like cold, brisk feeling, but on the back, because he says that he would always approach you and he'd grab your shoulders and he'd do like this little massage thing. And then also he says that he was one that always would protect you. So he does approach you from the back here because he wants to be looking out for you. It's like, I've got your back, kind of. Also, he does also show where like, he doesn't want you to think that you're living your life by yourself. He goes, I am here. I am here. Please trust that I am here. He goes, there's so much that I've given her. I've given her synchronicities of flowers. And if you don't know what synchronicities is, it's just where it keeps on happening over and over and over again, where you're seeing it so much. And it doesn't mean that he is that flower or he is that bird or he is this item. It means that he's giving his synchronatic energy towards that item to show you that he's trying to show you, I'm here. So if you continuously keep on seeing a white lily, that is the purest form of a spirit trying to show you love. Because if you look up spiritual meaning of white lily specifically, it is pure love. It's the purest form. Okay, if you see a synchronicity, or sorry, a tulip, a white tulip, it is, and then if you see a synchronicity of like, let's see what else, butterflies, it means that he's trying to show you, please, there needs to be a whole new beginning for you. But the thing is if you ever go to any other medium, please trust the fact that they do not want you to let them go. That is absolutely bizarre, and that does not exist. He wants me to really make that known very, very clearly, because that has happened to several other people where the medium feels like they're doing a good job and telling you, okay, well, he does want you to let him go so he can be at peace. That's not true. They will not be at peace if you completely just start to let go and step back. They want to be remembered. They want them to be talked about. They want to be in your presence. They want you to know that they're there. They want to know that you understand that they are protecting you in the purest and highest form. And that's what they want. And see, you know, I was going to touch on that whenever he was giving me the essence of him feeling like he was crying. But that's what just sent him into this whole, like, that gut-wrenching cry. That one that I was talking about where his heart would hurt if he went into it and then that would be done. He does not like that fact that you blame yourself, or that you could have prevented it, or that you should have been a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not diligent, but more pushy in a sense for him to go in and get checked. Because he goes, yes, the heartburn, the headaches, the throwing up, the signs, the symptoms, everything was there. Everything was there. But then at the same time, it wasn't, because of the fact that I knew I wasn't going to have a heart attack. He goes, I would have known. And he goes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And he goes, I was stubborn, and she knows I was stubborn. And he keeps on going, there's no reason to blame yourself. There really, truly isn't. If anybody's to blame, it's me. And both of you guys need to stop. There's no blaming on this. This is something it's something that you guys cannot control. Our physical bodies are so different from what we can actually control. I feel so much heartache for you guys. It's not even funny. And very rarely do I get this way about something, but the way he wants to tell you I love you is unexplainable. I can't explain it. There's just so much love that this man has for you, and it's the truest and purest form of love I think I've seen in a long time, besides one other chance. And the way that he loves you so unconditionally, he goes, I will always be your teddy bear. The teddy bear is something that's really, really important to him. Did you have any questions? Did you want me to emphasize in anything else? Did you want me to go over anything before I move on?